his legislation.
Right.
Now people will come with all this. This is where the plot twist kicks in.
Okay.
The Facebookers and the Twitterers and the tweeters, they'll come in and, everybody don't report the census. Everybody don't do this. Everybody don't do that. Yeah, right. And you are not in the top 4%, of earners, my G. Like,
right.
Middle class, if that's a thing, people in that demographic but saw some benefit for about 18 months of his legislation.
Right.
And that's by the numbers. You can look this up.
Yeah. All scholarship, man.
Yeah, about 18 months. After the 18 months, man, like, people literally were seeing, as middle class, they were seeing higher taxes.
Yeah.
They were seeing higher medical bills, medication, all that stuff went up.
Right.
Everything, literally, all this stuff went up. And I'm not putting myself in any position or polarizing myself here. I'm strictly speaking to the numbers and how this works statistically as far as income in America. A lot of people were not in a position, we all, not all of us, but people have grandparents, people have parents.
That's
you
right.
have parents that are retired, Social Security, Medicaid, like all of these things are part of this big picture, right?
Right.
And a lot of people are not in positions to benefit. That's just the reality. They're not in positions to benefit from a lot of the legislation that was passed. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's not me, but that's not my opinion.
Right.
Or anything. Like, that is the absolute truth. Like, you're just not, like, and you can't convince me otherwise unless you have some offshore accounts that you're not claiming somewhere. Like, bro, if you make 50 grand a year and you got a little side hustle going on to give you another 15, 20, that's just what it is.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like, how dare you, come at people when, I think only 14% of households in America make six figures after taxes.
That's true.
14%. That's of all income earning families and households in America. 14% make six figures.
That's true.
And you're sitting here telling me that you're upset that this man is he's saying that if you make over 400K, bro, do you know how hard it is to make 400K in a year? Like, bro, it's not easy.
That's a lot of OnlyFans work.
There's a lot. It's not even dope dealers. People, the D-boys, they not doing that. If you show me, I would love to see. The boy that's telling you that that's what he's doing, he's lying.
He just know how to spend 65,000 real fast.
He's not there. It's not possible, bro. Like, I hear that there's money out here because it's money out here. People getting ready to hit me up. Oh, there's money out here, bro. And we doing this, and me and my crew, and
got them Jordans with them government laces, but
bro,
you ain't heard that from me.
By the numbers, dog, y'all are not doing it like that. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I'm waiting for the trap rapper to come out that be honest about being a thousandaire.
I mean, that should be most of. I had a conversation. Shout out to the homie Jay Nix. I had a conversation with Nix a couple of weeks ago. And we were literally talking about how, like, a lot of these rappers are hurting right now.
Yeah.
Like, they don't got no show money. The labels are not allowing them to drop any music. Like, they are hurting. This conversation is going all over the place at this point. But
I love it, though. That's
lot of people are hurting. Like, these cats are the people that y'all looking up to, be it young, old, whatever. Like, these dudes are hurting. These women are hurting.
Shoot, all that, you got all these cats who went bought all this designer wear.
Yeah.
I think about in a month, they're going to start pushing retro by default.
It was a reason that Offset ran back, y'all. Right. The Migos are not popping right now. Like, let's be clear. They're in the middle of a lawsuit right now. Like, they not popping. They not doing no shows. That Bad and Bougie money is drying up. Cardi's still out here getting it.
Right.
But that's what happens when you diversify. And I don't know the Migos portfolio. So, again, the people that's going to go, nigga, you don't know.
Shout out to the Migos.
Shout out to the Migos. Because a lot of people are hurting right now. But back to my thoughts, because I went everywhere on that one. B, you quiet over there. You guys.
I'm just listening because, like, I feel like this election has definitely brought out a lot of different views that I don't think people really fully realize that possibly, like, the people that are close to them had.
Mm-hmm.
like I know me personally, I was talking to my best friend and we were talking about COVID or something. And I was like, oh, I bet so-and-so voted for Trump. And she was like, I did. Mm-hmm. Best friend since 8th grade. I almost said, girl, go to hell. But I was like, oh, okay. Oh, it is what it is. It does make me look at her differently because there was no real valid reason of why you chose to vote for this particular person.
Right.
And I don't think people really have like a true answer, especially black people, for why are you voting for Trump? You're working class poor.
Right.
What is your reasoning? He's literally like, I feel like he's killed 220,000 people just in this year alone with the whole corona pandemic. Mm-hmm. Those people who are so concerned about finances and the economy and all of that stuff under what is to come, y'all was the first ones on unemployment.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all was the first ones on unemployment. If we're being truthful, there are just as many, if not more, white people on Medicaid, government assistance such as welfare and food stamps and all of those type of things. So when he was trying to decide if he was going to get rid of those things, y'all were going to be just as impacted as the African Americans who are on these things, the other population that's on these things as well. So I feel like people just want to be racist.
And some of it is that.
Yeah, right. You just want to be a racist. I've seen the smearing of Biden, and I'm just like, it is what it is. Nobody is perfect. I think Alan, you said, I don't know, one of y'all said that you have to be some level of crazy to want to be, to be the president.
Yeah, that's what,
in some shape, form, or fashion. And
that was based off of a conversation that all three of us actually was having back when we were discussing, the one guy who did the one thing, and we were talking about psychopaths and sociopaths.
Yeah, so everybody has a past, but
right.
I think it is definitely time for this country to be cleaned up a little bit.
Well, yeah, and this is what I was saying, and you kind of touched on this. So, I mean, yeah, coming out, I'm a Trump supporter, I'm a Biden supporter, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, and I voted for this person. You got people who I just voted against him because I don't like him, or I voted him because I don't like him. And then you have people I feel you were touching on, is just like getting into specifics of why you voted the way you did, even though it still would be a disdain for the trumpet player or whatever.
Right.
My biggest thing is that everybody, at the end of the day, it's just like I tell prostitutes. You know what I'm saying?
You have never.
Right. No, but
that
seriously,
went so many different ways.
Right.
But okay.
You definitely not calling you one, but I'm just saying, like, in general, But just be responsible for your choices. Be conscious of the choice you make and be responsible for it. You right. The other person right. Like, everybody's going to be right in their own way, but at the end of the day, the results will show in the form of how things change, how they progress, how they digress. Did I say digress? Black people we gonna stay making up words. You know what I'm saying? I digress.
Yeah. Irregardless is now in the Webster Dictionary.
So what's up with this? Is because I think I be saying that wrong too. So is it regardless?
It's
regardless.
So who came up with irregardless?
Black people.
Probably a black person.
Oh, that's Metamucil.
Probably a black person, yeah.
But yeah, I think you can have your reasons for voting for or against somebody.
Right.
I wouldn't vote for Trump simply on the fact that he has, there are alleged cases of him being, touching women inappropriately.
Right.
I'm not gonna vote
Grab
for you.
by them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna vote for you simply because of that. And these have there's been things that have come out where it's proof.
Right.
So therefore, I would have voted for Kanye before I would have voted for Trump.
Well, and just because I like friendly game of tennis, not that I'm, either way or whatever, but Biden's laptop, that's our topic. and it's like, but at the end of the day, because I don't know how political